purpose of a culture is to stay together long enough to raise the kids so that they can survive. Fundamentally, that's what human culture is about. So the technology facilitates that. It makes it possible to do that in the environment in which we're functioning. It provides, through technology, we provide food, clothing, and shelter, and we facilitate communication and exploration. And if we were to think of this in terms of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you can see that. We make sure that the fundamental needs are met, and then we move on to the higher levels of needs. Technology is not necessary for the upper levels on Maslow's hierarchy, which is another interesting point. All right. So when we look at the possibilities of technology, then we are looking at all kinds of ways to think about things. I am finding that Kathleen added little houses and large gardens. Thank you. Yes, that would be technology that would provide food and clothing and shelter and would do so in a way that works in the given environment, in the environment we are today. The empire culture has looked to various written, published wisdoms and sources of information over the time that it's been around for answers. It's always looked out of the individual for the answers. And we've come up with a variety of very interesting technological solutions over the years. And some of them are actually very effective. This one down here, this is a little house. This house is about 200 square feet. And if you look, it's a pretty high-tech solution to small houses in the world today. This is Bucky's solution for housing and transportation. The reintroduction of light rail, which was normal in America up to World War II, and so on. And then we get the other kinds of technological solutions. Empire-style technological solutions tend to be large-scale. We tend to, instead of putting a simple solar collector on a house, we want to create a whole field of solar collectors. We tend to use very large wind turbines in these two illustrations instead of little ones that would be appropriate to a house. This particular solution is an empire-style solution. Let's take a standard house, stick-built, all the things, and put all the whirligigs we can on it to make it work, which is both a direction in the direction of a step in the direction we're looking at, and perhaps not so much so. An empire-style solution to we need organic food. Well, let's create huge greenhouses and install huge sprinkler systems in them and make sure that everyone, all the plants have the same amount of nutrients. Very much an empire-style solution. And then we have the commercial version of all of that with let's have the robot and let's have the very, very simple lines, etc. Empire-style solutions, technological solutions. And so if we go forward, what we begin to see is that the results of those solutions tend not to be very pretty. They look good at the point of distribution, but they're not so pretty when we look at the consequences of their development.